What's going on, people? So today I wanted to give some advice on how to bulk properly. So I have a lot of people ask me how to do a lean bulk, which is basically where they do want to put on size, put on muscle, and they want to have minimum fat gain during the process. So a lot of times people go about it the wrong way. They don't pay attention to, the amount of weight they're lifting. They don't pay attention to progressive overload. They don't take advantage of being in a bulking state. In addition to that, they don't, you know, I'll hear a lot of people say, I eat a lot of food, I can't gain weight. So usually the first thing I will ask them is, well, what's your caloric intake? And then a lot of times they don't know. So if you don't know how many calories you're consuming, then how can you possibly know that you're eating a lot? I think a lot of times people underestimate, you know, um, how much particular foods weigh, what their nutritional value is. They just automatically assume, oh, I ate, four times today, that's a lot of food. But the thing is, what are you eating? What are the portion sizes of what you're eating? It's a lot of stuff that goes into account. So what I want to talk about today is give you all some tips on how to lean bulk properly. And once again, I don't talk about stuff that I have not done myself. So if you all will see the thumbnail as well as the picture on the screen of this video, on the left side, I was in college. That was me bulking. What was that? That was in 2008. Yeah, 2008. That was me doing my one of my early bulks. Early when I was finding out about nutrition and whatnot. But back then, I was eating dorm food. Well, not dorm food, but well, yeah, dorm food, because we had a food a cafeteria in the basement, well, downstairs on the first floor of my dorm. Um, but also, what else? I would be eating like Subway, just eating a lot of pretty much whatever at that time. And I did put on some weight, from my freshman year to my sophomore year at Purdue University. And I was also, now I will say my lifting was really intense during this time period. I actually was doing more so of a bro split approach. So I didn't have the best workout split, but I was making sure that I was progressing in the gym because I was lifting with other guys at the gym who I would, follow their lead a lot of time, follow their workouts. And they were all bigger than me. So I was the smallest one. So I would, work to keep up with them. But working out with them, it forced me to lift heavy but still get some good volume in. So I did see a great size gain as well as weight gain as well. And back then at that time I thought I was thought I was the stuff. Trying not to use foul language here. That sounded weird. I thought I was a shit. Let me go ahead and just say that. But when I look back on it, I mean, it was a great learning experience. But looking back, from the picture on the left to the picture on the right side, where I was between that picture on the right, I was between like 182 and 185 pounds, somewhere in that range. And that was yeah, that was that was a true bulk. So that was when I bulked up prior to doing my first men's physique show. Now, at that time period, I was actually tracking my calories, um, and I was also that was my one of my first experiences taking Mass Gainer from GNC on a consistent basis because I was just concerned with being at a caloric surplus. So my calories at that time were around between 3,500 and 4,000. It would vary, but I was getting a lot of calories in because I was still pretty active. I was still like playing basketball from time to time back then. This was prior to my Achilles rupture, obviously, but that would be good cardio for me. But after doing that cardio playing basketball, I would have to make sure that I was still getting enough calories in. So some things I learned from the the left side of the left side of the left picture and the right side was first, track my calories, be sure I'm at a caloric surplus. I have videos of that on my channel of how to, find your calories. Usually I like to find my maintenance first, and then I will add about, anywhere between 250 to 500 calories to that number, and then increase it over time depending on how things are moving on a scale. Now with the lean bulk, as I said in the beginning of this video, I wanted to keep fat gain at a minimum. So I was looking at, well, when I first started my lean bulk, I was gaining weight fairly fast because it was my first time really, consuming that many calories consistently. But I would say probably after like 2 weeks or so, I was gaining about 1 to 2 pounds per week. So, I was making sure to keep it lean. As you all can see on the right side, I still do have abs, on that side. So I never, let myself go. So I still was lean on that right side. And you all can still see great definition. Number two, something I always like to preach is progressive overload. So being sure that you're making progress in the gym, increasing the amount of weight you're lifting, the number of reps, number of sets, all of that, and keeping track of it, because during a lean bulking phase, you need to take advantage of, having some extra body fat on you and lifting, more weight while you have, the energy, and the size. So that would be number two. Number three, I would have to say consistency. I was one of those people who in the past, like, I have pretty good genetics, but when it would come to like my nutrition, I would fall off a lot. So I would have days to where I may, back in college where, oh, I'm busy with schoolwork, I have exams today, so I only had one meal in a day, or I would go, months without consuming a proper amount of protein. I would just fall off a lot. And I would still work out no matter what. I've always been a gym rat, but I didn't always have the nutrition to go with it. So those are the 3 tips I would give people who are looking to do a lean bulk and do it successfully. So I'll go through those 3 again, and then I'll conclude the video. I said like I'm here with a group recording this video. So first thing I said, be sure you're tracking your calories and you're at a caloric surplus. Number 2, progressive overload. And then last but not least, number 3, consistency. So I hope this video help some people. Like I said, I wouldn't give advice if I hadn't, went through this myself, but I've successfully went through a lean bulk, and I'm here to, share that insight and share that advice because that is a question that I get, fairly often, especially from people who are hard gainers. So please like this video, subscribe to my channel, and stay tuned for more content. Catch you on the next video. Peace.